Hey there, my name is Liam with the company Yard Dogs. With me here today, we have Mackenzie to my left, we have Reese to my right. So Reese right here is a customer success manager, and then right here we have Mackenzie, who's an awesome customer service rep. So she takes care of all the customer service, calls, emails, etc., does a fantastic job. So in this video right here, we're gonna have a customer that called in to actually cancel with Mackenzie, and then Mackenzie did a great job on trying to save the customer and did a fantastic job. The customer saved and not canceled. So let's hear the recording here, and we'll do our analysis.
This is Mackenzie with Yard Dogs. How can I help you?
So Mackenzie, how you doing? I just sent you an email.
Okay, for sure.
Asking for this order to be cancelled, please, because well, you
Shit. All right.
your summary and your response to my question is inconsistent with what I thought my understanding was yesterday with Victor.
Yep.
So it's not what I'm looking for.
Okay, but I do want to let you know if you are expecting a company to lay fertilizer on your lawn 5 times throughout, or your lawn is going to burn off.
I understand what you're saying. I'm not too technical about this stuff, so I don't really know which is what and how you guys do it.
That was our sales going ring in the office, so that was kind of, yeah. Ignore that. That was just for celebrating. That's what I thought, though.
But I did speak with when I was talking to Victor yesterday. I did mention to him that we used his service last year. It just seems like this year they're backed up. But people that I used last year was very happy with them, and they told me.
It wasn't our company, so I took the opportunity to get him scheduled in right away.
Each service for the treatment of with control and fertilization. I don't know what that is, but I was very happy with their work.
Yeah, so that would be a slow release, which is why that they had to come out so much more frequently. You don't get as good as results with the quick release fertilizer compared to the slow release. So that's why we only do the 2 applications. It is top quality fertilizer that we do apply, as well as the weed control.
Oh boy. Now I'm not even sure.
So I guess right here, Mackenzie, why don't you explain kind of like what's going on like in his head, do you think? Like, and where, like, what angle are you trying to attack this with?
So he told me right off the bat that he doesn't really know anything about lawn care. So with him, we were emailing back and forth. He had told me that he was expecting us to come out 5 separate times for the weed control and fertilizer throughout the season.
Yep.
So I explained to him, I took the opportunity to explain to him why they were coming out so frequently and why he was getting services so much more often. And I took advantage of our unlimited weed control, no additional charges. Like, we're going to do this for you.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. No, that's really good.
Go
I was just gonna jump in there too.
Yep.
Because you really found his problems, right? He said the information that I heard between Victor and you over your email is inconsistent, right? And he was also mentioning how he's happy with the company last year, right? And what you can kind of take away from that is that he doesn't trust us because we're giving him what he perceives as mismatching information, and he also is like not so confident because how can he trust us when he had such a great time with the other company?
Exactly.
So then you really like honed in on those two, and let's hear where you went with it.
Yep.
I really like your response. I like your response and the way you explained this.
I'll just explain this quickly here. So like there's like 2 types of fertilizer out there. There's like the quick release, and then there's like the slow release. So like the quick release, a lot cheaper, but you have to come a lot more often. So a lot of people like kind of perceive that as like, okay, the more often you come, the better it must be, but not necessarily, because you're using a lot cheaper fertilizer with just a fast nitrogen, like fast release, opposed to like a slower release, which has got like all the nutrients in it. So like that's what we use. A lot of other companies use the fast release, and then they're like, oh, but like they're coming more often, so then therefore they're better. So like that's where like he's coming from, and like in his call.
So the fertilization, so if you aren't happy with the results after about 30 days, you can give us a call. We will set up a service call for somebody to come back out there and reapply that fertilizer for you. It is all also, sorry, just give me one.
I was
That happens.
staring at
Other
my
one.
little sticky note for the winterizer, and I was like, "That's wrong."
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get some information beside you, so that it's right
Yeah.
there, just in case.
So our fertilizer is nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. So it has everything that your lawn needs to benefit for effective growth, healthy photosynthesis, resistance to disease, and drought. Whereas with the fast release, obviously, I'm not sure which company you were using. So it's hard to say which one that they were using, but I can guarantee you it does not have the lasting effects that our fertilizer does. As well as our weed control is also top quality. We will be sure to take care of everything for you for the entire season.
I just like to point out too, like right there, like even though you made a mistake with like, you know, like the fertilizer, you said, oh, nitrogen, and what's the other two, like, but you didn't like be like, you were so confident like when you were like speaking, and you just like, you didn't panic, you weren't like, oh, I forget, blah, 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 and just trying to make up like some bullshit, like you just kept going, sort of acknowledged you made a mistake, but you didn't rush it, and you still sound like very confident, where like he like took your information, what you're saying, as like still being very credible.
I love his reaction here too.
Yeah, let's hear it.
He's just going, wow, wow, wow.
I know. Not, you know. It's,
Well, why don't
so
we
why
try
was
out?
Victor why was
Yeah.
Victor telling me though that it was going to be 5 treatments?
Because it can treatment, so it can absolutely be that fertilizer, the weed control, the fertilizer again, and then the weed control again, and any calls in between for the fertilizer that you're wanting to get from us. We're happy to come back out as many times as you need throughout the summer. Like I said,
Like you
with
meant to
that
say weed
unlimited-
control there, but like at least you just kept going and you didn't like be like, oh, actually, sorry, weed control, and kind of like, you know, re-say it. You just said, okay, I said fertilizer, but screw it, I made a mistake. He probably didn't even catch onto it, and you just keep going with like what you're saying, you know?
Weed control, you could call us 25
right.
times, and we would come out every single time.
Silence.
He's just speechless.
I know this is very hard for you, but obviously
Yeah, I
you
think-
really want to earn your business here. So I would love
Yeah.
to do that here for you, and in order to do that, I would love to offer you a free Super Juice application, which is, it kind of goes hand.
Mackenzie, thanks very much. You're, frankly speaking, you're very good. The reason I'm saying you're very good is you're doing marketing right now. And your marketing is, no, frankly speaking, Mackenzie, your marketing is competing with my experience, if you understand what I'm saying.
What do you say there?
He said your marketing is competing with my experience.
What does that mean?
I think either like
works
the
in
experience,
marketing.
he either works in marketing,
Yeah.
or like his experience that he's had with other people marketing to him in the past. Because I think he goes into like what it's like to buy a new car here or whatever. Just
Okay.
listen up here.
Sure, yeah.
It's like I bought, you know, it's like I bought a car and I'm very happy with the car and I want to buy the car again. And somebody's telling me, no, trust me, this car I'm going to offer you is going to be better than.
So he's talking about switching cars
We
and how
promise
Mackenzie's
to be
winning him
better
over.
this entire
Gotcha.
season here for you.
And that's what it is right now because this, you can go back with my recording. If you guys do record this stuff, you see you
We
record
do.
it. Yes, I did mention to Victor yesterday. I said we used the company last year, and we're very happy with the company. But right now they seem to be backlogged. And with what you're saying right now, I'm just trying to imagine what could be better than what we got last year.
I promise
Okay, I'm
you,
gonna
we
do-
will prove to you we are better. You will want to come back to us year after year. I
Okay.
have placed you on our priority list as well. Get these services out to you as quickly as possible. If in about 10 days you're not noticing the weeds are dying off, give us a call back and we'll come back out and we'll respray that just because we can't respray it legally within 14 days of each other.
Oh, okay.
Just give
All
it a
right,
try.
Mackenzie. All right, okay. What do you want me to do? You want me to send you another email to ignore the cancellation that I said?
That is totally okay. I have this call recording here with you now, so you're totally
Okay.
good to go.
All right, I'll give you guys a shot.
It's cool. Nice.
I tell you.
That's awesome. Nice work, Mackenzie. That's great.
Good job.
Yeah.
Good job.
That's really good. I wonder like what made him go over. Like obviously you spoke extremely well. You also gave the free service. I wonder like what like the tipping point was to get him to actually like stay in with us. You know?
It's true. I almost would have in that scenario. I almost would have held back the free service a little bit more to see if he would have. But you know what? At the same time, like you did leave it in your tool belt until the very end.
Yeah.
And if that was the call where you're like, Kate, no, I gotta,
Well, the only issue was I had no call recording from him talking to Victor.
It
So I
didn't
had
show up?
nothing to back me up there.
Ah.
So I couldn't argue with him.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? He's kind of on the fence here.
Yeah.
Let's give him a little something so that
Yeah.
he wants to come to Yard Dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you think about it from a high level perspective as well, he has a great experience and he comes over with us this year. He's with us next year, maybe a couple more years. What is the value of that compared to the value of
Exactly.
the service that you offered him?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just to win him over.
Yeah, I know exactly what Reese said. Because like to do like a free super juice probably costs us like $8 ish, roughly, right? But then like his neighbor's gonna see us, he's gonna be happy. He'll hopefully like refer us like to like his friends and family too. So like offering that $8 free service is peanuts in comparison to like hopefully having him for like 2 or 3 years. So let's see.
You've done a great job
You've
because
done a
I
great
didn't.
he even told you.
Yeah.
And
For
only
sure.
because of my experience last year, I was happy.
Absolutely.
All right, Mackenzie, it's very. What you say?
It sounds like you're trying to like save him from like returning like a Maserati.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, exactly.
Well, that's how we gotta treat them.
And
It's true, yeah.
because we have in our company too, like dedicated customer success reps. So every time a customer calls in, like we have our system that routes it to the appropriate person. And because you've now established a relationship with him further, where he's like, he's obviously you guys are laughing, you guys are having fun. He's excited for us with the season. Next time, even if it's a concern or an inquiry for you, next time he calls in, it's going to be way less. Dramatic or whatnot if it is something bad because you guys already have a relationship.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Very true.
Pudding? Is that what it's saying?
Yeah, the proof is a pudding.
Okay. We see you've convinced me. I mean, you've convinced me that to have a great.
Fantastic job, Mackenzie. That's really good.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I love how towards the end too, the way that you're speaking and you're acting over the phone. It's like you already knew he's coming
I
over.
knew he wasn't gonna leave.
You're not
I
gonna
wasn't
leave,
let him.
right? Instead of like asking, is this enough to retain your business? Like you're just going along with assumption.
Yeah,
I know that this is enough to retain your business, and let me show you. That's very confidence inducing,
Yeah.
and I think that's a big reason why he decided to stay.
Yeah, no, I think you speak to like that good point. You gotta like almost assume that they are gonna like not cancel or
Yeah.
whatever. If you're like kind of talking like, oh yeah, please renew or please like don't cancel whatever, kind of like stokes like that fear and like that begging and like that desperate kind of like tone of like okay like you're really trying, but you're almost trying like too hard.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're confident enough and you're just like almost like speaking like okay they are not gonna cancel automatically and you have like that in like that mindset, it works way better.
Yeah.
No.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Great.
Really
I
good.
think it was a great call. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Thank
Good
you guys
save.
so much for watching. Yeah, that was really fun. Kudos to Mackenzie here. Kudos to Reese for training Mackenzie to be as good as she is like right now. So thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.